realize the most scariest thing to do as a man, I want to say, is approaching women.
Here they go.
Pretty small, like myself.
You seem a bit nervous.
How often do you work out?
Almost every day.
Okay, so you're a professional.
No.
When it comes to working out, amateur when it comes to running.
Every day that I get on the internet, I feel a little bit older. See, I'm only 29 years old, but every time I get on the internet, it's like I find out about a new word that everybody knows, but I know nothing about it. So the other day I was scrolling on TikTok and I seen this new phrase of this dude talking about something called cold approaching. And I was like, okay, maybe he's talking about doing elevator pitches to, business owners, or he's trying to sell a course, or he's trying to sell some type of product or something like that. That's usually what a cold approach is in my head. It just consists of walking up to a stranger. They don't know who you are, you don't know who they are, but you're walking up to them and you're trying to sell them something. But the cold approach that this brother was talking about was cold approaching women. Now, I never thought about approaching women as a cold approach. You know what I mean? I just thought they were just approaches. But the more I went down the rabbit hole of finding out what a cold approach is, I'm like, oh, this is an actual thing that dudes are doing. Like, the dude even went so far to say some dudes use the story method. And I'm like, what the hell is a story method? So replying to a girl's story is actually a whole method. This is something that I knew was a thing. I just didn't know it was like a method. I didn't know it was an approach. I didn't know it was like some type of science behind this stuff. Like, I had no idea. Don't get me wrong. Some of the advice that I found on this cold approach stuff, some of it is very good advice. Some of this advice only works for certain people. So it's hard for the average man to apply this stuff when trying to approach women. Now, before we get into this video, I know there's going to be some guys that say in my comments, look, man, in 2025, you shouldn't be telling guys to approach women. Look, man, some dudes still like girls. They still will encounter a girl they like. They don't go through life with a chip on their shoulder. And once they get in contact with a woman, need to know how to conduct themselves. And that's what this video is for. Because believe it or not, men are really nervous to talk to women nowadays. Especially because women's rejection in 2025 is not like the rejection of back in the day. Like nowadays, if you slide into a girl's DM, she might post that shit on her close friends.
Realize the most scariest thing to do as a man, I want to say, is approaching women. I remember the first time I ever approached a girl on college campus, bro. I remember I was sweating, my butt was clenched, bro. I was literally panicking in my mind. The whole time, right? You think it's a big deal in your mind, but when you actually go approach the girl and you realize, oh, this is a regular person, that's how to be polite, introduce myself. Like, it's just really simple. But I feel like your mind works is so weird. Like, it's worse in your mind than it is in reality. I've noticed that in life. Like, in everything I'm panicking about, once I do it.
See, most of y'all already know I'm a married man, so I had to tap into my archives and my memory to give y'all some game today. Listen, I just want to say this off the bat. You can't take advice from everybody online. For one, a lot of them can't actually use that advice. The perfect example of that is Fit X Fearless. He sit here and he tells dudes how to approach women and how to be confident, but then when he approaches women, it sounds like this.
How you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
What's your name?
Sophia.
Sophia. Where you from?
Born in Moscow.
Moscow?
Yes.
What are you doing in Miami?
Just trying to do some stuff.
Trying to do something. Really?
You
visiting?
No, I actually live here.
Oh, really?
Live here, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You just moved here?
Kind of. Long story, but I mean, I lived in Fort Lauderdale. Now I'm back here again, but.
Okay. How come to move?
Breakup.
Breakup.
For the best.
Damn.
For the better.
And this might be the stars aligning then.
Oh,
right?
yeah, for sure.
Really? So what do you do for fun?
I was doing insurance, but I'm kind of like more heading towards the real estate route, so I do that and then modeling, but not only OnlyFans, just modeling.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
like
cool.
Commercial and stuff like that. Yeah.
Where are you heading to now?
I was actually gonna go to the mall.
Okay.
Yeah.
You seem like a cool person.
Yeah.
We should hang out.
I have a boyfriend.
Okay. No worries. Thank you.
First of all, if she got a boyfriend, she should not be having a conversation for that long, all right? And fellas, make sure your ladies notice. Sometimes women mistake being friendly with sitting in the game for too long. He's clearly sitting there trying to get to know you as a stranger, and if he never asked about your boyfriend, if he never asked, if he was a little bit smoother on getting your contact information, you probably would have gave it to him. That was way too much conversation, ladies. But the main thing I want you guys to peep from that interaction, didn't it feel like an interview? Like, he's answering questions before she's even done finishing her sentence. It's just super, like, calculated. Nothing about it felt fun. It didn't feel like this was a great interaction. It's just, how are you? I think you're very attractive. Where are you from? Okay. How long have you been here? Okay, cool. Can I see you again? What's your number? Like, what is this, a business transaction? Like, nigga, slow down. Breathe. Like, breathe. But then some of these dudes that's giving y'all advice are just genetically blessed. So you really got to be careful trying to repeat what they do. Perfect example of this is King 68.
You have to hop in that pool?
Are you gonna get food?
Yeah, let's go. What you born ready? I was born ready.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my sandals from in there and I'm gonna go in the pool.
I'm gonna give you 2 minutes.
Alright, you can time me.
I have a friend if you want one.
Where?
Around here.
Okay.
Yeah, go find it.
Do you just set up a 2-man? I gotta go somewhere.
Okay, okay.
I got shit to do. You know what I'm saying? You do that though. That's you though.
100%.
That's you.
A dude like King 6'8", he doesn't even have to try. All the dude has to do is just walk in the room. He's 6'8" and his parents blessed him. Not everybody can watch his videos and be like, oh, I'm about to duplicate that. See, me, I've been on both sides. I've been the friend that people looked over. Maybe my homies had more sauce than me at the time. And then I've been the friend to attract a lot of attention and have people walk up to me. But there's one core thing that I always stick to, and it usually worked in my favor, no matter what position I played at that time in my life. But before we get into that, I need y'all to take some pressure off of the interactions that you may have with a woman. Like, all this strategizing and trying to do the play-by-plays in your head of how you're gonna handle the situation. You gotta slow that stuff down. That's the first issue. You're watching all of these TikToks, all of these YouTube videos, and then you go out and you try to apply it, and now the anticipation is making you nervous, or you're constantly trying to remember your lines of what you've seen in the video. For a dude that's walking up to a stranger, that is a lot. So it makes sense on why you're nervous. You're literally practicing an act. You're trying to go out and go be something that you're not. You're trying to sell something that you're really not. So go to the core of the issue instead of faking it.
Hi.
How's your day going?
Good. How's your day going?
Pretty swole. like myself.
You seem a bit nervous.
I don't really talk to women often. This is actually my way of like practicing.
Oh, really?
Probably not the best ideal solution, for being honest.
What's your name?
Kason, but they call me Monster Arms. Cause that was a bad joke. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yo, nah, that video was funny. I ain't gonna lie. But I kind of felt bad for the dude or whatever, because it's like, if you've never been in that position of just being nervous, but you don't want to be nervous, you won't understand. But the fact that he was like pushing himself through it, I commend that. You know what I mean? But the laughing to straight facing or the talking to straight facing was mad funny. The secret to talking to women is there is no secret. You never want to get women solely off of game. And when I say game, I mean having these cheesy pickup lines. Having game is all about your execution. It's not all about having the right words. Because game can get you the number, but charisma will keep her interested. But how do you gain charisma without trying, right? Let's go back to my first point. You must release the pressure, all right? Women are just human beings, just like you and me. Even if she's pretty, she's still just a human. Crazy, right? She's still a human. She get musty when she work out, and she take a dookie when her stomach is hurting, just like you. But the problem is, y'all put so much focus on how to approach women that you don't even realize in your head, you're preparing for this as if it's game day, as if it's a championship game. And the reason why that's a problem, you're pedestalizing a stranger, somebody that you don't even know if they bring real benefits to your life. If you want to get better at talking to women, it's simple. Focus on talking to strangers. Don't focus on talking to women. Focus on talking to strangers. Just random people. The lady or the man at the cashier register. Instead of just checking out, say 1 or 2 extra words. Like, how's your day going? You about to clock out soon? Oh no, I got 5 hours. Well, you got it. Yeah, I'm trying. Check out and leave. Practice talking to strangers, men and women, attractive people and unattractive people. Having small talk and knowing when to exit. Let me give you some keys to get anyone to like you. Number 1, greet people with a smile. Not an awkward smile that seems extremely forced, because forced energy is felt. But just get used to greeting people with smiles. When you're walking throughout your neighborhood, smile and wave. Hey, how you doing? Now, I mean, just get used to your wave or your greeting comes with a smile as well. It might feel a little weird at first, but you ain't gotta, hey, how you doing? No, you ain't gotta do all that. Just, hey, how you doing? You know, a smile brightens up the vibe. Try it. Next time you walk into the grocery store and the lady that works in Walmart says, welcome to Walmart, just look over and say, hey, how you doing? And just keep it pushing. There's something about a smile. It is infectious. It brings up other people's moods when they see you. I guarantee if you do this to 5 people a day, just greeting people with a smile, becoming excited to see strangers because you can greet somebody. That's your goal, is to greet a lot of people. So instead of seeing people as scary strangers, no, you're looking forward to lightening up somebody's day by just smiling and waving. And I guarantee that you're gonna see a change in their facial reactions because your smile made them want to smile. Second, I know people say don't break eye contact, but too much eye contact can be very awkward, especially when you are forcing the eye contact. If you're not that comfortable in a conversation, you telling yourself keep the eye contact will make you come off very weird. There are moments in a conversation that eye contact is very important. And the best ways to know these moments is when you're trying to put emphasis on what you're saying. For example, if somebody asks you something like where are you from? Like, let's just say this is the person right here, right? Well, I'm actually originally from New York. I was born and raised in Staten Island, but honestly, I love Atlanta though. It's something about just being around so much black success. It just makes me feel at home when I'm here, you know? See, I didn't sit there and say, well, I'm originally from New York and I was raised in Staten Island, and that just feels like way too much damn pressure. It feels like an interview. If it's that kind of conversation where you are that comfortable off rip, then by all means. But if you're not comfortable with extreme eye contact, I hear dudes say, oh, he broke eye contact. Never look at the ground. If your words have meaning and you're not just hitting one of these the whole conversation, what I'm trying to get to y'all is that it's okay to break the plane a little bit to look like you're thinking, and then you hit them with an impact, especially if you're flirting. The next thing, do not stare at your phone when you're talking to people. And again, this goes for everybody, for every interaction you have. Your phone just keeps vibrating, your phone keeps ringing while somebody is talking to you, you're in the interaction, let it be known. My bad, my mom, she just keeps calling. Let me see what she want. And then by the time you put your phone down, let it be real brief, real quick, unless it's an emergency or something like that, and then repeat the last thing that person said and say, I'm sorry, you could continue. You were saying blase, blase, blase. That tells them that, oh wow, that was really considerate, that you're actually listening. You know, although something interrupted the conversation, you was able to repeat back what I said as if you was actually interested in what I was saying. That's a very rare thing, because some people just sit there and act like they're listening, and the other person that's talking feels like, is this person even listening, or am I forcing them to listen to me? Which takes me to my next thing. A lot of people just want to talk about themselves. Again, if you remember these things, people will really like talking to you. People really just like talking about themselves. If you're a little bit nervous of talking, it is okay, because more than likely that person actually wants to talk about themselves. And mastering getting somebody to talk about themselves is all you need to be able to talk to anybody in any situation. Any situation. I mean, if this is talking to a woman, if this is talking to a random dude at the gym, whatever. If you don't know what to talk about, or you feel a little bit weird on the inside, treat this person like a book, okay? Treat them like a book. Tap into their story. Your job is to know what questions to ask. Once they give you a little bit about themselves, use whatever that main thing was and dive into it deeply. For an example, hey, how you doing? What's your name? Oh, my name is whatever. Oh, where you from? Oh, I'm from Ghana. Ghana? What you doing all the way out here? Oh, I'm here because, you know, I'm an IT student or whatever. So now you could go into the IT student. You know what I mean? Oh, well, how long have you been an IT student? What are you in school for? That's a boring conversation. Let's go back to Ghana, because there's some interest there that I actually have. Therefore, I can have a real conversation with this person about where they're from. Where are you from? Ghana? How long have you been out here? Oh, I've been out here for 3 years. So which one do you like better? You like it better in Atlanta, or you like it better in Ghana? I like it way better in Ghana. Well, why? What you like about Ghana? Why you like Ghana more? Oh, it's just the things we can do. Like, you know, we can do so many things, and you're going deeper in making this person talk about something that is close to them. Yeah, I mean, all you're doing is making them talk. And by you listening, not forcing the next question, no, flowing to the next question. When you looked at Fearless X, it seemed like he had his whole conversation scripted. When it comes to game, when it comes to conversations with other people, you got to be quick on your feet. The easiest way to be quick on your feet is not to force a result. You're just having a conversation with a person. So if you can master getting people to talk about themselves, people will love to talk to you. Because believe it or not, a lot of people want to talk about themselves, but they feel like people don't really care to hear it. So when you finally meet somebody that's asking you questions and it's deeper than surface level stuff, it's like, wow, I couldn't wait for somebody to ask me about this. Like, you're helping this person tap into happy memories and stuff like that. Remember this, most people will not remember what you say. They will remember how you made them feel. By making somebody open up or talk about themselves, you made this person feel comfortable and safe to express themselves. That is a very rare feeling that, again, you can give that to a dude that's in the gym. You could give that to a old lady in the parking lot. You could give that to a homeless man that's sitting on the curb. People will volunteer information, and all you got to do is just go deeper into that thing as if you're reading the book. But the key to it is becoming interested in other people. You have to actually become interested in people. You can practice this with your mom, asking her things about her past, you know, about her childhood. You can practice this with your sister. You can practice this with your dad. You can practice this with your brother, with your grandparent. You can practice this with people that you're comfortable with. Just asking the right questions to make people open up. Now, this part right here seems very easy, but it's very important and it's very rare. Remembering somebody's name, and this is something that I struggle with. People love to hear their name. You'd be surprised how many times somebody was asked their name and then they're never called their name by that person. They just told their name because honestly, they just asked because they wanted a foot in the door. Let's just say the woman's name is Diana or something. Hey, how you doing? What's your name? Oh, my name Diana. Okay, Diana, where you from? Throughout the conversation, you're throwing little Dianas in there. Come on, Diana, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, people love to hear their name because now it takes you from being a stranger to, I actually know this person. Again, this does not only apply to women. Let's just say it's somebody that works at the register at your gym. The dude's name is John. Hey, how you doing, John? Again, these are good practices. So nobody's faking when you have these approaches when you're talking to women. This is naturally how you are as a person. Now I know what you're thinking. Well, Ty, these things are way too friendly. I'm gonna wind up in the friend zone if I do these things when I'm trying to talk to women. The point is for you to become more comfortable just treating women like people. But how do you treat people? Use those tools to improve how you treat people and how people perceive you. When you talk to women, it's gonna be easy to get through the first door of making her feel comfortable. Now see, once you master just having these conversations with a pretty woman, with an unattractive woman, guys, with just strangers in general, once you master this, you get comfortable with yourself, you can throw in the subtle flirts because you know how to flow in conversation. Flowing in conversation comes first before the macking. In my opinion, this is how macking should sound. Let's go back to that person that's from Ghana. Let's just say that's an attractive woman and she's from Ghana. Oh, where are you from? Ghana? Well, what's some cool things I could do out there? Because I might have to make a trip if they got attractive women like yourself. What's some things I could do out there? Pay attention to how I kept flowing. I threw that in there. I threw in, I find you attractive, I seize you, and I want you. But I didn't sit there like, I find you attractive because I find you attractive. And then leaving it up to her to respond. Most people do not know how to respond to compliments. And I ain't gonna hold you, I'm one of them. It's kind of like, all right, thank you. Where do we go from this? So your job is to throw that in there to let her know that there is an attraction there and then keep flowing. Because it's already in her mind that, okay, this is not a regular conversation. This is not just a regular conversation. This might be a dude that's also trying to get to know me. Then you continue the conversation. Key to the conversations is being able to flow and peep the vibes. And while you're in the conversation, you're seeing if she's giving any flirty vibes back. Some women won't come out and just call you handsome right off the bat. Sometimes her body language will tell you what's on her mind. Like, is both of her knees facing you while y'all sitting at the bar? Especially after you just gave her a compliment. How active is she in the conversation, knowing that you just showed a sign of interest? Because again, you don't have to jump the ball of flirting extra hard to see whether or not she's interested. That's putting too much pressure on yourself. Remember, treat her like a person. So if both of her knees are facing you, that tells you that her focus is in your direction. Even if she's showing a little bit of, you know, trying to be a little hard to get, she's still showing you through her body language she's interested. She's interested on what's going on in this direction. Or some women might even try to play it tough, but time does not lie. So if you're sitting there and you're having a conversation with her, asking her about herself, and let's just say she's face forward, but still looking at you and talking back to you, asking you questions about yourself, and you look up and you're like, damn, we've been sitting and talking 5 to 10 minutes. Even though she's not flirting with me extremely hard, she did just give me her time without looking for an exit in the conversation, which tells you, okay, there might be some interest here. The reason why you want to peep all of these things, because it'll tell you whether or not you should continue the conversation or you should end the conversation and walk away, because you never want to be that dude that's forcing a conversation just because you want her number so bad. So let me give you a moment of when you should walk away. Let's just say there's a girl, she's standing at the bar. I keep using the bar as an example. And you say something you know you could talk about. You might walk over there and say something about her drink. You might say something like, damn, what kind of drink is that? I might need to get me one of those. And she says, a passion fruit, mad fast. And then gets back on her phone. Do not continue that. She's seen you. She acknowledged you, and she did not make effort in the conversation continuing, especially if she grabs her phone and just keeps scrolling. Yeah, no, you don't want to have a conversation with somebody like that. That's just like walking into a store that looks real nice on the outside, but realizing that there's nobody working at the registers. I want to show you an example of a dude that's approaching women and he's just treating them like humans. He's literally treating these conversations like regular conversations. And depending on the vibe is where he goes with it.
Excuse me, man. I know you're working out. I'm so sorry to interrupt you. I just want to say you're very pretty.
Thank you.
What's your name? I saw you out here running. I'm like, look at her get it on.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
How often? All right, so how often do you come out here and run? First of all,
I just started.
So the topic in this interaction is running. That is obviously something that he can talk about because he sees it's happening. It's not going to be something that it comes off too strong. It's something that's currently happening. They both most likely run or walk or whatever because they're out there. Now, I mean, so he's using that as the conversation starter. Now, I mean, the icebreaker. Let's talk about running. We can sit here and talk about so many different aspects of running, but that's the angle because it's obvious. Now, I mean, his approach was, you're pretty. Now, I mean, he let it be known off rip. You know what I mean? But he continued. He didn't stop on that like, yeah, so, you know, when can I see you again? Like, what? Now, hold up. Hold on, brother. You let it be known you thought she was pretty. Now, conversation. Just treat her like a person. All right? Test the waters. See the vibe. Because you don't want to make a woman feel uncomfortable. If she's not feeling you, you'll feel it. You know what I mean?
Started.
Really?
Yeah, I'm learning how to run. So.
what's your goal?
I just want to do a 5K.
Oh, so you actually caught me on a day that I'm walking, because usually you would have seen
he's
me
going
right
deeper
past you.
and deeper
Really?
into
So I usually
walking.
come out here, and I'm just starting to warm up, right? And I'll run like 2 miles.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I've never done a 5K, but I want to.
Yeah?
Yes, yes.
I mean, I've never done one either, but I heard it's not super hard.
It's not, and plus, you know, it's all levels. You know,
Yeah.
people walk, jog part of the way and stuff like that. So you got it. Trust me. I feel like you're into fitness, you know, so I can tell you work out and stuff like that.
Thanks.
So yeah.
Yeah, but running's a whole different beast. Like,
You are, yeah.
it's-
Trust me.
You can look super fit and still not. And then there are sometimes I see people out here running so many miles and they don't really look like they can. And I'm like, oh my God. good for
Listen,
you.
so running is a different fitness in itself.
Yeah,
And
it
I
is.
realized that because I work out every day. I'm not gonna say I'm new to running, but like I've been running for maybe like 3 or 4 years now.
Okay.
And I had to force myself to get into it. You know what I'm saying? So like, but once I got into it, I fell in love with it. You know what I'm saying? So I do it. If I don't,
All right. So right here, this is funny, but right here, if you pay attention, her facial expression has changed from smiling to straight face. Yeah. So this is the moment where you realize, okay, she's clearly responding back. She's pretty friendly. Yeah, I mean, let me see if I could get some type of contact information or give her my contact information. So that's where you kind of throw in that, well, I don't want to stop you from, I don't want to stop you from your run. I see you got a lot more miles to run, be a little funny with it. But let me give you my number in case you ever need a running partner. And more than like, she'll be like, okay, cool. Because it ain't nothing for them to take your number. And I know some dudes is not going to agree with that. But the reason why I used to like that approach is because I'm not trying to be on your line if you don't want to hear from me. I approached you. Now let me know that it's mutual by hitting me. And if you never hear from her again, cool.
to a point now where if I don't do it, I feel some type of way.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So you'll get there. You'll get there. How often do you work out?
Almost every day.
Okay, so you're a professional
No,
when it comes to working out, amateur when it comes to running.
See, that was a little bit too much talking. Like, he wasn't really picking up on her cues that she was ready to go. He got enough conversation, treat her just like a human, because she is a human. If what he wants to get is her information, get her information and let her continue her run. Let her continue her walk. Or just be happy with the fact that you approached her. Every interaction that you have with a woman does not have to be you getting something out of it. You could just compliment her. In fact, the more you just compliment women, the more comfortable you'll be with approaching women. Sometimes it could just be a, hey, how you doing? I just want to let you know you are really beautiful. Make sure y'all get home safe tonight. Now, I mean, something real simple. And then just keep it pushing. She's going to say, oh, thanks. And that's that. There's not going to be nothing crazy. She's not going to be, oh, what? Like, nah. And the first time you do it, it might feel weird for you if you're not used to it. But the more you do it, the more you realize there's literally no impact. There's no real impact. By complimenting somebody and keeping it pushing, it just boosts your confidence and made them feel good too. Who cares?
Today, we finna cold approach. And pretty much, I'm gonna show y'all how to cold approach a girl in public. Find some, some fine shit. Seeing any right now because I'm just in my neighborhood. I see a chick. Hold up. Excuse me.
Sorry.
How you doing?
Hi.
What's your name?
Cassidy.
Harry. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. What you up to?
I am going home back to my grocery.
Brothers, pacing is everything. Like, it is everything in a conversation. Imagine if somebody walked up to you and say, hey, how you doing? I live in a neighborhood. What's your name? My name is Ty. Okay, well, what you up to? Where you going? Doesn't that sound like you're talking to the police? Pacing is everything. Treat this conversation like it's a regular conversation. Now, I mean, when you're talking super fast like this, it kind of like, it puts a lot of pressure on the conversation, and it seems like you're trying to get something. Like, it just seems a little bit, like, bro, just ease up. Like, just relax, breathe.
Serious.
Cool. Are you from here or?
Yeah, I am.
You seem interesting, so I just wanted to
Oh,
stop.
okay.
Yeah. How old are you?
26.
26. Okay.
Yeah.
That's my age. Yeah.
You slowing down.
Yeah.
I'm 24.
Oh, 24.
Yeah.
Oh, I've lived in Mass my whole life. I've lived in Cambridge.
This angle is crazy.
What are you up to for the rest of the day?
Hey, yo.
I'm preparing for like a party tomorrow, so that's why I have alcohol.
But yeah.
Awesome.
It was nice to meet you, though.
It's nice to meet you.
Maybe it's how it's edited.
Oh, no. I just don't know how to, like, record this shit, bro, because it's like...
Again, he just talked to her like she was a regular person. I don't even think he got the number. To, hey, how you doing? She gave him a subject. He went in on the subject. That's all it is. It is literally talking to another human being. If there's flirty vibes there, then you go into the flirty vibes. If there's no flirty vibes there, get out of there. But dudes will see no cues, no verbal cues of her being interested, and still force the situation, making it awkward for both of y'all. I want you guys to remember this. Rejection is a part of life in everything that you do. I want you guys to get used to rejection, but it's all about your perception of the rejection, and that will determine how it impacts you. Like, for example, if you go to a job interview and you don't get the job, you could look at that like, dang, man, like, I'm not good enough to get this job, or I'm just not. Or you could look at it like, well, I'm glad he didn't lie to me and hire me and then be on my back the whole time because he really didn't like me off the rip. Maybe that just wasn't the employer for you. And sometimes when you get rejected by a woman, like the woman that doesn't really give you any attention while you're trying to talk to her, do you really want to continue on with the woman that is horrible in conversations or doesn't really care about what you got to say? Sometimes it's a blessing in disguise. Remember, you walked up because the outside of the store looks good. You went inside the store just to find out there's no employees there. You should probably walk out. Don't be mad that there's no employees there. Nah, just be glad that you're not spending your money there. No point intended. Remember what you bring to the table. The more you become the man within yourself, the less it hurts when other people don't show mutual interest in you. I want you to always remember this. If somebody misses out on collecting $1 billion, that's their loss, not the person giving the $1 billion. If you know what you bring to the table, don't be mad that somebody didn't want to sit at your golden table.
The reason why y'all be so nervous to approach women is because y'all be going up to women to see if they like you, when you should be going up to women to see if you like her. Why do you care if somebody you don't know likes you or not? Why are you giving them that much power? For all you know, you probably don't even want them to like you. They may be crazy, they may be psycho, they may not add anything to your life, but you going up to her to see if she likes you and you don't even know her. Let's think about it like this. Let's say you a head coach of a football team that won plenty of national championships. Would you be nervous to go up and recruit a 5-star? No, because you know you gonna win national championships whether they in your life or whether they out your life. So you looking at them like, this is really a blessing towards you, and I just want to see if you can add to the empire that I already built. Now, what does that look like in real life? If you working out, if you getting money, if you working on your spirituality, if you working on all your LYs, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially, and all those things you having up to par, why would you be nervous to talk to somebody? It's a blessing if you even allow them to come into your life.
The main thing that I want you guys to focus on is your communication skills. That's what will help you talk to women. Learning verbal cues, picking up on people's body language, picking up on things that aren't being said. A lot of times people don't want to say that they're uninterested, but you can tell through their body language that they're uninterested. You could tell by their quick answers that they're uninterested. Not just women, but people in general. The more you talk to people, the easier it is to talk to a woman, because they are also just people. Also, fellas, this is a bonus. Learn how to be a little witty. Learn how to throw a little jokey joke in there every now and then, okay? Nothing brings the pressure down more than a good laugh. Me personally, I learned most of my comedy growing up watching people like Eddie Murphy, Eddie Griffin, Cat Williams, Chris Tucker, Martin. So it's never really something I have to think about. I just see things in a goofy way. Now, if my timing is right, I can literally shake up the room with laughter, or I can create a smile. And if you could get somebody to laugh, you are in control of creating a positive interaction. And I know these gurus tell y'all, oh nah, you gotta be serious all the time. But nothing makes somebody more attractive than being able to make somebody laugh. Because who doesn't want a good time? Like, we all got that one friend that they're not good at any sports, they're not good at playing the video games, they're not good at none of that, but it's something about having them around that just makes the vibe even better. Again, this all adds to people just liking you. And the very last point that I'm going to give you guys, because I told you guys how to be interested in other people, how to get people to talk about themselves. So the very last thing is how to be interesting yourself. How to be an interesting person that people want to actually talk to and learn more about. You have to diversify your perspective and your interest. Don't just play the game. Don't just go to the gym. Don't just know your city. No, learn other cultures. You could do that from YouTube. Just watching documentaries on YouTube, just learning about other people's cultures. Reading books is literally a cheat code, because there's so many hidden gems in books that you can repeat that people are going to be interested in, because most likely they have not read that book. The point is, don't meet people and try to be interesting or try to be mysterious. No, be interesting. Have a little bit of mystique about you. Don't try to put everything out there in the first date or the first interaction. Save some things for the second date. Now, the end goal for most guys is to get contact information. If it was a good interaction and the flirting was received well, in other words, it didn't seem like she checked out of the conversation every time you compliment her, or she was complimenting you back, definitely ask her for her number so maybe you guys could go do something fun later. And right then and there, when she sends you her number, when she gives you her number, text her your name. Now, if it was more of a friendly vibe and you didn't really get much of a flirty vibe from her, but at the same time it wasn't no pushback, just get her Instagram, get her social media, because maybe you can build on that later on just by being a friend. But now, if it was friendly but there was like no flirting, it wasn't a lot of conversation going on, it wasn't a lot of conversation going back and forth, just like you was asking her questions, she didn't care to ask you nothing back, then don't get her number, okay? Don't get her Instagram, don't get her number, don't get anything. All right, just be okay with you walked up, you approached her as a man, maybe you gave her a compliment or something, and just get up out of there. But don't force it knowing that the vibe wasn't there, because now you're just setting yourself up a headache later on. And you never want to be in a situation where you're begging a woman for her contact information. If it feel like it was really a good interaction, give her your number. You already walked up to her, and if she is interested, she will text you, because you showed your interest by pulling up. You showed your interest by giving her your number. Now it's her turn to show that there's a mutual interest, instead of you constantly reaching out. And if she doesn't reach out to you, remember, rejection is a part of life. Or maybe she had a man at home. Anyways, y'all, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, turn on my post notifications. I hope y'all got some gems from this video. It's just a lot of stuff that I see circle on the internet, and it's usually by some really young dudes, like the early 20s, sometimes even they teens, or sometimes it's a dude that's just straight bitter when it comes to women, giving crazy advice. So I wanted to make this whole video for y'all, giving my perspective and what I see works for people. But anyways, y'all, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, turn on my post notifications and all that good stuff, man. Until next time, y'all, I'm out of here, man. Peace.